Hey there, this is Mr. Miller. We're going to go over the introduction to Google Sheets. To get to Google Sheets, we're going to hit New, and you'll notice that we've been clicking on Google Docs before. That is a word processing app. The next one is a spreadsheet app. It's called Google Sheets. It has a green icon, and we'll click on that right here. It's going to open up the basic outline of a Google Sheet. It has a whole bunch of these little boxes. Every box is called a cell. The boxes allow you to store information. You can store numbers, text and numbers, whatever you want in these. Usually, you kind of use it almost like a table in that we have a row of header information that talk about what's going to be in each of the columns, or we have some information on the side here that tells what's in the rows. And so the letters, the columns are all determined by letters, or they're organized by letters at the top. And so every one of these columns has a letter, and you have all of the data underneath it. Inside of the or on the left-hand side here, you'll see a whole bunch of rows, and so a specific cell is located by its column number first, or column letter first, and then its row number second. Eventually, we'll be able to do some calculations and some different things with that, but for right now, we're going to use it just to understand how Google Sheets works and how any spreadsheet works. You'll notice that some of the things are exactly the same as Google Docs. We have a undo and redo. We have a print and a print format. We did not use that yet. We have the zoom option right here. Jump over here. We have a number of things that are font related. We have the default font, the size, bold, italic, underline is in there someplace. There's a strike through. You can change the text color, and other stuff we noticed when we were looking at the Google Docs was that we also have a fill color and borders. If we're working with a table, we had those things appear. Some of the alignments, we have the horizontal align, which is kind of like the left, center, and right and justify options. They don't have the justify here, but that's what it was in Google Docs. We also have some other options for alignment that we can do, and we will do different things as we go through this unit. Over here on the right-hand side, we have some different things. There's a comment and a link, inserting links, but three new ones: charts, filters, and functions. And so we'll get into those here at the end of this week or beginning of next week. So that is our toolbar. Again, you have access to all the different things that are available across the top at the menu bar at the top. But what we're going to do, sorry, I forgot to go over this one. I skipped over it. There are some numbering formats that are preset. This is a very good app to use for calculating numbers, doing budgets, and some cool formulas and functions and stuff. We're going to use it for a number of different things, but these are all number and format related, and so there are a lot of different formats that are preset in here, from times to money, all that stuff. So we'll look through those as we go. So for our first project here, we're going to rename this one the Intro to Google Sheets, and it's going to be the personal schedule. And like I said before, we're going to have some information in our header row across the top. And so we're going to start here with time and the days of the week. I'm going to start with Sunday. Whoop. And if you press the tab key next to the Q, it lets you move from one cell to the next. Monday, and I press tab. It jumps me over. Tuesday, tab. Wednesday, tab. Thursday, Saturday. So this is saying anything below here is going to be a time, And then the things that are happening underneath Sunday correspond with these specific times. Monday correspond with these specific times, and so on. So as I enter this, I'm going to start my day. Usually my day starts at 6 a.m. And so I'll type 6 and then a.m. And when I press return, it's automatically going to, because it recognizes the time, it's going to put this in as a 6 colon and 2 zeros. So it's 6 o'clock a.m. If I do 7 a.m. and press return, it does the 7. Now, one really cool thing with spreadsheets is that they really like patterns. And so when I select these two things, I have 6, 7. There's a little button over here in the corner, this little button. And what it likes to do is it is called the fill handle. And if I click on that and drag it down, you'll see that it automatically recognizes the 6, 7. It's going to guess and expect that I'm going to do an 8, 9, 10 because it's a time. So built into the system, it has that. So what I'll do is I'll bring this down. My day usually ends at midnight. So I'll leave that there. I'm going to zoom back out. And I'm going to fill this schedule in. Sleep. Sleep. Get up. Eat breakfast. Go to church. And we're going to continue doing that all the way down. Everything on here. So church, home, lunch. So you can use your other schedule if you'd like to and copy the information from that. And one of the neat things with this too is if I have work outside and maybe I do this from 2 until 6 o'clock, I can use my fill handle on 1 and drag it down, and it will repeat those over and over inside of those cells. So I'll show you how to do that on a column in just a second. Relax. And then I go to bed. So that's my Sunday usually. That's my yesterday. So here you'll notice that this cell overlapped on the text a little bit. It looks like it wrote itself into this line right here. If you have a cell that is a little longer, or if they're all really short, like these are, I could actually resize the column by grabbing a hold of it and bringing it back a little bit, like this 6. I could bring it back until, or not 6, the time column. I could bring it back until it's where I need it to be right here. You'll notice that this one, when I go down here to prepare for school, it's a little bit bigger. I could make this just slightly bigger. If we get it too big, what happens is that this would stretch over way too far, and we don't necessarily want that. So if it's this big, makes it hard to see the other cells. I'll show you another way to wrap text here for those in a little bit. So we're going to do our Monday, and this is drive to work, first hour, computer, apps, second hour, computer, apps, and so on. Here's third hour yearbook. Here's advisory. And then you'll notice that I kind of missed that. I don't have my lunch in there. So just like a table, if I know here 11 o'clock I have advisory, but 11:30 I have lunch, I'm going to add that to my timeline here by 2-finger clicking on the row. You can do it out here now. Oh, you can. There it is. Insert a row, and what it'll do is it insert below. If you come out here and click, you can do an insert above or below. So if you're using the the line over here, 2-finger click at the row heading, and it will, oh, come on, there it is. Insert one below. I could do 11:30 a.m. If I press return, it automatically puts it in there. Lunch. So if you want to add some extra stuff in there, you may do that. I'm going to do 6th hour computer apps. So our goal for this is to have the entire day filled up here. So if I add one here, I want to have a block. This is empty now. I might just drag this one down because I'm still at church from 11 to noon. So, and maybe I don't leave for church until 10:30, but I could add an extra one in there. But that also kind of adds an extra thing here for all of the weekday stuff. So we want to have a sequential time structure on the left where we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and so on, all the way down sequentially. Even if you, let's say you don't get up here, like on 8 o'clock is when I get up for on Sunday usually, and Monday I get up at 6. So I would put whatever up is up here. That way I don't have to have extra things that say 6 to 8 a.m. get up or whatever. So I want to have it sequentially, just like this on the left-hand side. I want to fill up every single box on this side down to my midnight or whenever I go to bed. That's what we're looking for, is just a schedule. And when you are working with this one, I do the same thing every single day from 6 a.m. until probably 3 o'clock when I go home. But I can highlight that, and because I'm just doing a single copy, it's the same thing every single day. I can highlight this and bring it over, all the way over to Friday, and you can see it does the same thing every single day. And you'll notice that these get overwritten, not overwritten, they just go behind the other text. If you need to edit this, you can click on a cell and press return, and it will let you edit it again when you press return again. So if I add class and press return, it goes back behind there. We will fix that tomorrow in the next lesson. So as long as it has your information here, then you're good to go. You'll also notice that when I enter or press return on this, it's going to show it here, but then anytime I click on a cell, it also shows the same information that's inside this cell in the formula bar at the top. So that is just above the worksheet part. I have all of that information. So I can go back through and modify if I needed to. I can just click up here. It's the same thing as pressing return inside of a cell. So I'm going to continue doing this to fill out the rest of my calendar for the day or for the week. This is my weekly schedule. And as you are working through this, when you get it all done, you should have a list of heading information across the top, the days of the week and the time. On the left-hand side, you have a sequential listing of time from whenever you get up to whenever you go to sleep on your latest day. So earliest I get up is 6. The latest I go to bed is midnight. I might go to bed earlier on different days, but I want to have a general schedule for what I do from the earliest I get up to the latest I go to sleep. If you don't get up until, well, you have to get up to go to school, but if you stay up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on the weekends, then just make sure you drag that down until you get to this time down here and put in all of your information. When you complete it, you should have every box filled up with something that tells what you're doing at approximately that time. And we will work on formatting this information in part 2. So if you need to, return to the start of this lesson and go through it again. Hit pause as you need, and then we will go from there. So when we start the next lesson, we'll start with this thing completely filled. I hope you have a great day, and please let me know if you have any questions.